What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be The Price of Everything. And this one comes from HBO Films, and it is directed by Nathaniel Kahn, and this is a documentary exploring the world of contemporary art, modern art of today's time, and how it is run behind the scenes in like auction houses, and what artists do in terms of spending months and months on their painting and how they get it to sell to people, and then the inner workings of like auction houses and how some people will buy stuff and they'll sometimes flip it, or sometimes people will like scout out certain artists for rarities and paintings and stuff. It's a fascinating little business, and quite frankly, they're in their own little bubble, because before this, I wasn't really in tune with like art or like auction houses and stuff, and I didn't know how that process worked and why people pay $50 million, $100 million for a painting or a sculpture. It is what it is. So I was never really in tune with that world, but this documentary kind of peels the curtains back a little bit, so you get to see how this stuff is run and what people are thinking when they're either buying or selling art, especially in today's time when things can be priced that outrageously and people get away with it. So I never saw a trailer to this movie. I never saw much advertisement. It was just kind of thrown my way, and I said, yeah, I'll check it out, because I'm a huge fan of documentaries. I love learning new things, whether it be told in a more educational purpose or more entertaining purpose. I always like documentaries because you can always kind of discover a new, I guess, pocket of the world, or maybe a person or something that you just didn't know much about or didn't know anything about, and you could just have your little tidbit for the day. So that was kind of my case with the kind of art in the auction house type of world or bubble. And so I saw the movie, and I like it. It's solid. There's really nothing inherently wrong with it. It's not like the best documentary I've ever seen, but I think for what it is, it's good. It's it gets the job done. It shows you the world inside and out of how this stuff is run, and it showcases some really fine art. I mean, it's really great. So Nathaniel Kahn did two things that I thought were very beneficial to this movie. One, keeping it at a very fresh and brisk 90 minutes or hour and a half. It was like maybe a little less, a little more, but it's around the hour and a half mark, to where this documentary was just smooth sailing. It was from start to finish. You were invested, you were intrigued, and so I didn't feel like there was any dull moments, and it really just kind of kept the train going and had a really, really good pace to this, and definitely one of the more entertaining ones I've seen this year, and just tells it like it is, doesn't hide anything, doesn't reveal anything. It's just kind of like, here are the players involved, here's how everyone operates. There you go. And if you're interested in art, or like this kind of auction house world that people will live in, then I think you'll really enjoy it. And I think it's a really well edited documentary for something that could be boring really fast, or something that could just be really stale. But I just think it's kind of a fresh documentary, and maybe that's just me because I've never been interested in this stuff, and this documentary fascinated me. So, and on the other hand, with the great editing that Nathaniel Kahn did, was show many perspectives to this documentary, where we see a painter that works on paintings for months, and she seems really passionate about it. Then we have this painter that like hires people to paint his paintings. What? And he tried to explain himself, and it was hurting my head. Then you have, people that will buy these paintings at auction houses, so they themselves can flip it and put it in their own auction house and try to sell it for, double or triple what they paid for, which to some degree is kind of screwing over the original artist. And that's kind of the dirty side with this movie, is like, this is a business and people take advantage of it, and there's many loopholes, and it's kind of disgusting because, I graduated with a film degree, so I am in this kind of like art industry universe to where A lot of people get screwed over with their work. Credit is not being given appropriately. People are not getting paid appropriately. It's a real problem. And this documentary does kind of expose that some people will take advantage of the system and kind of abuse it. There's one lady in this movie that she seems like a good person, but at the same time, she's an aggressive shark, and she tries to get as many as she can from many local artists that have rarities in their paintings and just snatch them up and then throw them up into the wind and charge quadruple for it. Is it wrong for her to do that? I mean, morally, kind of. Legally, not really. She can do it if she wants to. It's just a fascinating little world. And then, of course, they do show a couple people that buy these really extravagant paintings and sculptures for millions and millions of dollars. So we get to kind of see their mindset and their headspace as to why they purchase these really expensive items. And they might seem kind of stupid or delusional for doing that, but at the same time, the people that they show, I think they just like art. Now, some of them do it for ego reasons. They want to be the only person with that painting or that sculpture to like prove to their rich friends that they have the only one. But then there's another gentleman in the movie that just buys his stuff and puts it in his apartment. He seems like a goofy dude, but he seems genuine in the fact that he is purchasing this art, supporting local artists, and just filling his house with some really interesting items. There's nothing wrong with that. And so, showing the side from the person making the painting, then giving to someone, then that person giving it to someone else, it's an interesting kind of factory line approach to this movie. And we get to kind of see everyone's kind of take on that. Because a lot of the artists don't like the fact that they can get flipped on like that and lose a lot of money on their paintings. So we hear that. And then, of course, the buyers don't think they're doing anything wrong. Then you have the collectors. They're just there collecting. And so definitely if you're not invested into this world already, this documentary might fascinate you. It might bore you. But I just thought with the kind of a collection of all of these different talking heads, and then of course showcasing the art and all the art that's shown in this documentary is very beautiful. It's very rich, and it really provides some really great visual narrative to the documentary. And so the cinematography is really great as well. I just think from start to finish, if this was something that you've always heard about but were always curious to watch something on, I think this is a good one to start with. I'm going to give The Price of Everything a B. It's a good little documentary. It's straightforward, to the point, no hidden twists or curves. It tells it like it is, and it's like one of the collectors was saying in the movie, art is art. It is subjective. No one can tell you that this is not more artistic than that. And that's what's really great about that, is that people can find certain beauty in certain things. And it strikes a chord with them. And that's what's so great about art. So, showing the good and the bad sides of that industry, I still think it's a good documentary for sure. So, what did you guys think of The Price of Everything? Or have you even heard of it? Comment, place this rep on my face and let me know. And as always, guys, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com. And tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.